So, rebuilding Lyon, hey? Isn't that funny? Building a bang average team. A team that have some fairly decent players, but a team that I wouldn't say are the best. I mean, there are some decent bones to this squad, but we've got some work. We've got some work on our hands, peeps. We really, really do. I was thinking of potentially making this team, well, obviously the champions of France eventually, but, you know, trying to reshape the culture, take out quite a few of the older players. I mean, Jerome Boateng, Dejan Lovren, of course. I mean, to be fair, they do have a fairly young team, but I think that a cultural shift is what's needed. So signing young players will be the goal eventually when we do sign them. But yeah, we do have some decent players here, Lacazette being one, Moussa Dembele being the other. But yeah, so just going through the team there, not too bad. I decided to extend Moussa Dembele. Of course, Malo Gusto is going back to Chelsea at the end of the season. I brought back Jeff Rene Adelaide. Of course, I think he's a good player. I do. So yeah. But getting rid of the Deadwood, that was the main priority. I mean, Ryan Cherky, of course, people will be going crazy at their screens right now saying, how can you let him go, this and the other? Well, I did get over it. I don't think he was a good apple, you know. We also got rid of Awar as well. I don't know if you saw there, but he's leaving Lyon in real life, so I decided just get rid of him. So yeah, that was the plan, the idea, everything behind it. We went on and signed 4 new players, Luis Vasquez being our striking option, Enzo Lefebvre, Aitan Nori, and then Alan Varela as well. 2 Argentinians, 2 Frenchies, love to see it. Agreeing on the deals, full sales, thank you very much. Yeah, and from the Deadwood that we sold, by the way, we raised around 35 mil. So we started the season off with, I think it was like 40 or 45 million. So yeah, we had a fair amount in our kitty after that, and I think we spent it on some good players. Now, obviously this is a process, so you know it's not just going to be a one season thing. So signing young players was the key and the goal. And of course we've gone with a 4-1-2-1-2 formation, diamond in the midfield. I think tactically it suits our team, getting rid of the few wingers that we had. But yeah, I really do like it going forward, and the team is motivated, as you can see. Now, unfortunately, not all things are fairy tales, and as you will see here shortly, that yeah, we didn't get off to a very good start. We were down 1-0 in the span of 30 minutes. I thought we had played quite well, but we just lacked end product, and 2-0 down, you know. Bringing on all 4 of our new signings in the second half, I thought, you know, this is the time. They can have a momentum boost and so on, but I brought them on just to watch the 3rd goal go in. Yeah, not great at all. We were 3-0 down, nowhere to hide, and yeah, Malo Gusto put in an absolute ball and a half, and
He's done it!
Yeah, Alexander Lacazette, well done indeed. Of course, he's our captain for this season at least. But yeah, 3-1 loss on opening day was not great. And then 15 minutes into this one, yeah, we concede again. And the frustrations were boiling over. I nearly smashed my remote into my desk.
Ooh, I haven't done that in a long time. See what this game's bringing out in me?
And yeah, so Enzo Lefebvre starts his first game for us, and he pops up with a great goal, another assist for Malo Gusto. It is a bit of a shame that he is going back to Chelsea, to be honest, because he's such a good player. He's also really quick. I didn't realize how fast he was up until I started playing with him. But we thought we were ahead thanks to a Dejan Lovren header, but the man was offside. His fat head was offside, but we weren't to be denied. Second time round, Luis Vasquez pops up with his first goal for the club. Things you love to see, and things you don't love to see. Us conceding a late equalizer. Still no win, but we move on to Nantes, and Nantes, we've got a gift and a half for you. Aitan Nori with his first start for the club. Absolutely salutes the crowd, but what a banger of a goal. I thought the Alexander Lacazette goal was impressive, but this goal, oh my goodness me. He absolutely curls it around the defense. I mean, the defender stood no chance, and maybe the goalkeeper could get there, or maybe not. Either way, 1-0 up to us. Thank you very, very much. Nantes, you are in a world of trouble. Decided to make a few changes. Jeffrey Adelaide coming on. I really do like him. It's a pity that his career is kind of tailed off in real life. I mean, a lot of hype around him as a youngster at Arsenal, and he hasn't really worked out for him in France, but you know what, we're going to reshape and rebuild his career. Luis Vasquez securing us all 3 points for our first victory on the season. First 3 games, 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. Not great. We ended up letting Bradley Bacalo go out on loan to Athletic Bilbao. I thought that was a good move. Of course, he is a winger, and I didn't really have space for him in the team. Of course, we don't have many games to play this season. We've mainly just focusing on the French League and maybe the Coupe de Nationale. But either way, there's no European football, so we don't need a very big squad. And yeah, we decided to make some big changes here in this game. 2-1 up, 5 changes on the bounce. I thought Alan Varela did fairly well. And yeah, the fresh legs did prove to be the difference maker, because Jeffrey Adelaide coming on, scoring a 69th minute goal to take the game effectively away from Lille, and then Malo Gusto with an absolute pinger and a half, smashing it into the side netting there, and making it a 4-1 game. It wasn't really a 4-1 game, if I'm being very honest with you, but nonetheless, we'll take it. And out of our first 8 games, we've got 5 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. So yeah, first big test of the season though. We've gone with a very strong team, and that's against Marseille, of course. Now, I thought I had motivated the boys, you know, enough, gotten them ready for the game, but Alexis Sanchez had something in for us, and he dribbled through our whole team like he was prime Lionel Messi, squares it to Milanovsky or whoever the hell that is, and he taps it home for a 1-0 lead 5 minutes in. Again, the forward line for Marseille were just on fire, and Milanovsky yet again pops up with the second goal 15 minutes in. And yeah, let's just say I was ripping my eyebrows out and asking questions of what the hell are we doing? Yeah, it wasn't great, but the second half, Alexander Lacazette realized that he was playing for Lyon and not Arsenal, decided to become the striker that we needed. And yeah, he got a goal and an assist to get us back in the game. We couldn't find a late goal to go ahead, but I was very happy with the likes of Moussa Dembele, who has surprisingly done a lot better than what I thought. But yeah, like I said, we couldn't find the eventual winner. There's Anthony Lopez telling Dejan Lovren how shit he is as a defender. A lot of those goals that we conceded in that first 15 minutes, well, both of them were very, very avoidable. So thanks, Lovren. Thank you so much. But now it's the moment of the season. Paris Saint-Germain, the team that we're looking to overtake in France. I think if we finish above PSG, we probably win the league. So this was a great litmus test, and we start off with an absolute banging goal here. I don't know what Donnarumma was doing, but clearly he wasn't doing any goalkeeping duties, as he just let the ball sail in over his head, and he allowed it to go to Lacazette for an open net. I was very shocked with it. Normally the coding of FIFA doesn't allow this to ever happen, but it was a great cross from the wide man, and a great goal from Lacazette. And yeah, things were getting a bit feisty just before halftime. Alan Varela absolutely chopping down Parejo. I was very happy with that, to be honest, because screw PSG, to be honest. Great tackle. I want fireworks, I want smoke, and I want blood and tears. We made 5 changes though, 63rd minute, and this time I thought that, maybe they would provide us the fresh legs. Instead, they didn't even provide us a foothold in this game, because the minute the new players came on, they capitulated and allowed Mbappe to get multiple attempts. Luckily, Anthony Lopez was equal to most of them, but the one that he wasn't was the one that Mbappe got, and a 1-1 draw. Undeserving, to be fair. I wasn't very impressed with PSG. They're not that good of a team, to be honest. But yeah, 12 games into our season, 13 games or so, and I was quite happy with the stats going forward. Quite a few goal scorers in our team, and that's what I like to see. I like to see us as a team winning games, not just behind a guy who's got 50 goals in a season, aka Erling Haaland. Again though, against Nice, a very good team in France, a team that provides us with a lot of fight. They put up a good fight against us, but we were just too good for them late on in this one. Jafinho getting the goal to absolutely crush the heart and souls of the players on the field, which then allowed for Luis Vasquez to secure us all 3 points with the third on the day. We were just really good. 17 games into our season though, 11 wins, 3 draws, and 5 draws and 1 loss. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong place. So yeah, 17 games in, that's not a bad start. I mean, 4th place, not exactly where we want to be, but we're slowly but surely climbing the ladder. We're building confidence in these young players. Of course, it is a very young squad. We've gotten rid of a lot of our veteran leadership. So the fact that we are doing this well, it's a great statement to make. And early on against Stade Rennais, we were down 1-0, and we've found a way to get back into this one. And then we eventually found a goal to go ahead with 2 behind Luis Vasquez. Yes, that's right, he secured us a brace. And I was like, okay, this team is doing incredibly well. Well, I got ahead of myself because, Stade Rennais got themselves back into the game. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, I could not clear the damn ball. And you can imagine what followed next.
Broken game! Broken!
Yep, that's right. I nearly broke my remote multiple times in my desk. But halfway through the season, 19 games played, 12 wins, 5 draws, 2 losses. Of course, that loss coming recently to Stade Rennais. 4th place, not bad. 5 points off of PSG. Quite happy with that, to be honest. Quite happy indeed. So again, halfway through the season, going through some of the stats, our leading goal scorer is Moussa Dembele with 9. Enzo Lefebvre with 7 assists, that's not bad at all. Lacazette with 8 goals and 5 assists, quite happy with those stats nonetheless. Again, good contributions all ends up, but now that it's January, I decided, you know what, Lovren, he was just giving me too many grey hairs, being trash defensively, so it was time to sign a centre-back, and I decided to go for Wolfsburg's Lacroix. Of course, he is French, which suits our agenda. He is 22 years of age as well, which is really, really great. It does suit our tactical approach into making signings. French and young, great. Of course, he does have a real face, which does go a long way in making me happy. And of course, he is quite pacey. He's got an 83 pace, which does help us quite a bit. First few games with him, we had won. I think we had drawn our final game just before the Stade Rennais game. And so first game playing with them, and I was quite happy indeed. Of course, we were looking for our revenge as they came back and beat us 3-2 in the last one, and we took an early lead here. You do not know how frustrating that is. And we missed some fairly easy chances, I'm not going to lie. Like, I was prepared to rip my eyebrows out yet again, as this team kept hitting the ball either at the goalkeeper or into the row Z in the stadium. Not great. But just as we're thinking, okay, this might just be a 1-0 win, we bring on some subs, and Moussa Dembele pops up with an absolute towering and Cristiano Ronaldo-esque header to make it 2-0 on the day. 82 minutes gone by, the game is sorted, done, sealed, delivered. We ended up getting knocked out of the Coupe de Nationale. Wasn't great. I'm not going to lie. We rotated heavily, and this is what happened. I was thinking of just focusing on the French league, of course, the league title, and you know what? 27 games in, there's 11 games to go. We're only 3 points behind PSG. Can you blame me for trying to focus on that? That's the goal, making them the best team in France. So, and speaking of which, we have PSG next. Great. Again, the media is speculating, was it a well-deserved draw? And I was honest, PSG were pretty trash. They didn't deserve the 1-1, and they didn't deserve the points. We did. And early on in this game, Lacroix gives away a bit of a bullshit penalty. If I'm being honest, I mean, I honestly think the player goes down far too easily. Anyway, ref gives them the penalty, and Mbappe celebrating 1-0. But it wasn't to be for very long, as Lacazette just before half-time would bang home for a 1-1 game. Lacazette proving to be the thorn in the side of PSG, and then Luis Vasquez popping up with a big-time goal to make it 2-1 on the day. But anyway, we hung on in there. We secured the 3 points. We now move level with PSG on points. I'm not sure about the goal difference, but as you can see here, the fans and and the players themselves absolutely ecstatic, doing the Viking clap. Yeah, just happy with it. As a team, I think we've done an amazing job so far this season, but there's 10 games to go, and this is the crunch time. This is where you prove if your bottle is good enough. So, yeah, we move on though against Lille, and yeah, I was at the peak of my happiness when that goal went in. That's when my happiness ended, as we had so many great opportunities early on in this one. We carved them open left, right and centre, but we still could not find the back of the net, whether it was literally squaring it in front of goal and hitting the defender, or just missing the back of the net completely. Yeah, it wasn't to be, and then Mitrovic pops up with the equaliser, and then a few moments later, from a corner, set piece routine, however you want to say it, Mitrovic again just allowed so much space in the box, and oh my days, yeah, it wasn't great. We tried before to come back in this one, but yeah, a towering header from Mata allowed them to have a 3-1 win over us. And slowly but surely our title challenge was slipping away from us, as we were then 5 points behind with 7 games to go in the French league, Ligue 1, the Uber Eats League, the Farmers League, because PSG are probably going to win this damn season at this point. Yeah, we really did try to put up more of a fight, but after that loss to Lille, I really thought that, you know, this team is so deflated, and of course it is a young team, so it is hard to keep them motivated and to not have heads drop, because that is essentially what happened. And back-to-back losses for the first time this season, and our title challenge slipping through our buttery fingers at this point. We do, however, have some players leaving at the beginning of the next transfer window. I'm quite happy with the money. I mean, it's around 15 million for those 4 players. So, yeah, but with 3 games to go, we're still 4 points and 5 points, apologies, off of PSG. There was some little glimmer of hope, you know, flickering in my mind, maybe, just maybe. But yeah, when they started talking about Europa League, I was like, okay, cool, it's done. So yeah, we had to beat Nice to secure Europa League, and it feels like I've played Nice so many times this season. Between Nice and Lille, it just feels like I had played them so many times. Yeah, putting up a lot of fight, to be honest, absolutely killing the same guy that scored against us. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name because, yeah, but it's Moffy at the back. Yeah, I think it's for short, but he's got like a really long name. Yeah, he's the guy that scored against us. I think it's like his 3rd goal against us this season.
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
You know what? I'm just going to end your whole career this season. And yeah, we ended up coming back with Jafinho finally scoring a goal. I remember we had so many opportunities in this game, and we botched so many of them. But our final game of the season against Monaco, again, the lineup that's gotten us to this point this season, they start for the final game. And there was some hope of getting Champions League football. Of course, Europa League football is secured. But if we win this game, and I think Stade Rennais lose their game, we will be in the Champions League or in the playoffs for the Champions League. And I really thought I had done that with Courtin Tolisso scoring an absolute banger in the second half against Monaco. And, you know, the fans were going crazy. We were happy as can be. Champions League football is the next progressive step for this team. But yeah, I mean, again, I added this highlight in because this is the most Lyon thing to do. Just give the ball away in the box and let the opposition score. So I just booted it clear, and that would be the final whistle on our season number 1, of course. Of course, we don't know the result yet of the other team, but I can tell you right now, the fans were happy with the performance. Marseille ended up winning their game. Stade Rennais ended up winning theirs. So 4th place it would be. Europa League football confirmed for next season. Where do we go from here? Well, Champions League is the next progressive step. But yeah, just having a look at our stats for the season. Lacazette ending up as our top goal scorer with 18. If we're going to win the French league, well, we need to do a lot more than that. So maybe even signing another striker, perhaps. Of course, we will be getting back some players from their loan spells that might be able to help us, but as of right now, I'm thinking definitely a right back, maybe another midfielder, and probably a striker. So yes, until the next time, stay gaming, peeps, and I hope you guys have a great day.